Hello there, welcome to Game of Thrones Season 3, Episode 3. We'll be watching today and reacting to it. Stick around. A couple things I want to mention real quick. Thank you so much for your comments. Robert's Chats, and UINEN. So a lot of good feedback. They weren't calling Sam Charlie. Tarly was what they were calling him. So just a lot of good information, a lot of good feedback, especially specifically something that stuck out. I don't need to pause and say I don't know or interesting. Just add more to it than that. Roberts reminded me that they were talking about the Brotherhood. The people they were torturing and stuff. They were trying to find out where the Brotherhood was. So it is something we've been aware of before. So yeah. That's it. I'm excited for today's episode. I think it'll be good. I've been enjoying this season thus far. Nothing stood out majorly to me, but overall it's just been really good. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Here we go. Game of Thrones. You know what's funny? I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, what if he misses? I wonder what happens. But I guess he's just going to shoot it again, which makes sense. But yeah, that didn't really go as planned. I was like, what happens if he misses that? Oh no.
Tywin Lannister has my sisters. Have I sued for peace?
No.
Do you think he'll sue for peace because we have his father's brother's great-grandsons?
No. Alistair's
We
not-
need our men more than Tywin needs his!
Intimate, lovely table.
What news of Jaime? 20,000 unwashed Northerners have known about his escape for weeks. Collectively, you control more spies and informants than the rest of the world combined. Do you mean to tell me that none of you has any notion of where he is?
We are trying, my lord.
Try harder. What do we have, then?
He's got a good point, though. They've got so many spies and they didn't know he escaped. I mean, and now he's recaptured, sort of. I mean, it's a small group of men that have him, but, they're taking him back to the Starks, King Stark. So, I don't know. It is kind of interesting that they didn't know about his escape for so long. I mean, he did escape the first time, and then the second time, I mean, it was not really an escape. I guess you could claim it as an escape. I mean, if you didn't know the details, but clearly it was, Mrs. Stark's fault that he got out that second time. But I don't know, very interesting so far. I don't fully understand the quietness, coming around the table and stuff. Nobody really said anything. I'm not sure what they were going for there with their filming. Maybe other people got something out of that I didn't, but it just seemed kind of awkward silence, which could have been what they were going for, and if that's the case, they succeeded. So
all my life I've been hearing, Jaime Lannister, what a brilliant swordsman. He was slower than I expected. And more predictable.
I've been sitting in a muddy pen, wrapped in chains for the past year.
And I'm a woman. I was still beating you.
You were not beating me.
Maybe you were as good as people said. Once. And maybe people just love to overpraise a famous name.
When we make camp tonight, you'll be raped. More than once. None of these fellows ever been with a noble woman. You'd be wise not to resist.
Would I?
It'll knock your teeth out.
You think I care about my teeth?
No, I don't think you care about your teeth. If you fight them, they will kill you. Do you understand? I'm the prisoner of Valiant, not you. Let them have what they want. What does it matter?
What does it matter?
Just close your eyes. Pretend they're Renly.
If you were a woman, you wouldn't resist. You'd let them do what they wanted.
If I was a woman, I'd make them kill me. I'm not, thank the gods.
If I had a proper forge, I could make it good as new.
Doesn't have to look pretty.
very interesting. So the fight between Jaime Lannister and her, like, definitely she won. I mean, he might have a good point that he's been locked up or chained up for a year, better part of a year, or what have you, but I don't know. She definitely was winning the fight, and he just didn't have enough stamina. And he could be just out of shape, you know, from being chained up for a year. That's possible. Interesting point, though, about, you know, the men raping her. It's not something I really would have thought of, but I mean, I guess that's something that happens. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what she does. I don't think she'll necessarily want to let them do it, but he brings up a good point, though, that if she struggles, they might just kill her. I don't necessarily want that to happen. So I don't know. Kind of a tough situation to be in.
You remember the last time you were here?
Looks like every other shit in on the road.
Now, apologies, but you're one ugly fucker, and I'd rather not see you no more.
Watch your head.
Up we go!
Walk up.
I baked some brown bread for the innkeep, and she said she never had better. Told Thoros she's keeping me as a payment for all the free meals she's given him. I'm not starved with Winterfell.
Winterfell.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Be safe. Yeah, you too. Don't get stabbed.
You don't. Burn your fingers.
The three amigos are breaking up. Oh, man. I mean, I guess it's... I mean, where else is Kid going to go? Because wasn't he initially going to the wall anyways? So, I mean, this might be a better option for him to go into the wall. So, I don't know. It's a shame, really. The Arya asking the dog the question. I wonder if her plan is to maybe release the dog and then escape with him. But, I mean, he's the one that kind of made a fool. Well, not made a fool, but he said something about her being a Stark, and that's what got him in this trouble anyways. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the woods are not safe for her anyways, but I don't know if you can trust the Brotherhood or not. I mean, they say they're fighting the good fight, and they haven't hurt her, and she's not tied up or anything. So, you know, maybe it's a good thing, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Is it true what they say about him?
I don't know. What do they say about him?
That he can turn into a wolf at night.
True.
And he eats the flesh of his enemies.
True. You're a Lannister, aren't you?
Martin Lannister.
Martin Lannister. You've nothing to fear. My husband doesn't eat children. Unless it's a full moon. It's not a full moon tonight, is it? See? Nothing to fear.
That's funny. Does he turn into a wolf? Yes. Terrify the children. Oh, man. That is funny that that's the rumor going around. I mean, he is doing really well, but I don't know. Like he said, their numbers are dwindling, you know. He said that earlier, but, you know, their men are more important than the Starks men are. They'd have, you know, they have more to lose, the Starks do. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, the Lannisters. The Lannisters have more that they can, you know, lose, and the Starks, they need every man they got. So it's kind of challenging. But that's funny that Martin Lannister thinks he turns into a wolf. Oh, woo! Looks like, are we back with Jon Snow, maybe?
We're finally going to war. Old friend.
Hide near Castle Black. When I give the signal, hit them in the night. They've got a big old wall to hide behind, but it only guards one side.
We'll meet again.
Aye. If you do your job.
How will we see your signal?
Send your eagle above the wall every night. When it's time, I'm going to light the biggest fire the North has ever seen.
Wow. War again. Another battle, another war. But only 20 men? I mean, I'd imagine the wall, though. I don't know how many guards they left at the wall. Because a lot of them went north. So, north of the wall. The King's Guard. Or the... Yeah. So, I don't know... I don't know how many they have left at the wall. But it'll be interesting to see how Jon Snow handles himself or what he does. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what he's going to do. I don't know what I would do. So, but yeah, another war. This is exciting. This is good.
Women. That's how right there gave birth to a litter of 8. Barely a grunt. And she's almost as fat as this one here. Now, why don't you dine on him? Carve off what you need as you go. Well, look at him. He's a walking feast.
Okay, that's kind of funny. Kind of funny. I hope Sam doesn't do anything stupid with that girl. I mean, we haven't seen her yet, but I don't know. They're in enough trouble as it is. Sam's caused enough trouble as it is. Not sending those crows out, not sending the messengers. I don't know. It's just, you know, you're at war. I mean, he's not supposed to be doing anything with girls, especially not these girls, because, you know, they all belong to their father, which is weird, but I don't know. I think he's going to get himself and his group in trouble. So, I don't know. I'm not liking where this is going.
Sure. Ride east. Follow the rising sun. Your sister's waiting for you.
Make you a lord of the Iron Islands for this.
We're not in the Iron Islands. Go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I wasn't sure if he was actually going to escape or not. Like if the guy was actually going to come back for him, but he did. I mean, he's following his sister's orders, so hopefully doesn't fall off that horse. I'm surprised I didn't hear him, but they might have just thought he was making the normal grunts and noises he's been making this whole time because of the torture. So, but yeah, it looks like he's going to escape. I don't know who these men are that took him. Well, I mean, I thought it was his own men, but I thought they also turned him in. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Make me another son.
I cannot.
Why?
You don't have the strength. It would kill you.
I'm not so easily killed. Men have been trying for years. I want you.
But there are others with your blood in their veins. You will sit on the Iron Throne. But first there must be sacrifices. The Lord of Light demands it.
Well, I wonder, sacrifices. Why does the Lord of Light demand it? I don't know. It's very intriguing, but also very disturbing. Yeah. Interesting that if he makes another baby with her, it would kill him. I don't know. It's intriguing, but I don't know if I like it. It's weird.
Men died for him because they believed in him, because they loved him, not because they'd been bought at a slaver's auction. I fought beside the last dragon on that day, Your Grace. I bled beside him.
Rhaegar fought valiantly, Rhaegar fought nobly, and Rhaegar died.
Did you know him well, Sir Barristan?
I did, Your Grace. Finest man I ever met.
I wish I had known him. But he was not the last dragon.
Oh, did this one's ears miss?
I think she should just go ahead and buy them. I don't know. I mean, what else is she gonna do? Where else is she gonna get an army? They can learn to love and serve her, that kind of thing. But right now, I mean, I think she just should buy them. But I don't know. Well, I guess we're gonna find out what she's gonna do.
Master Krasnys asks how you propose to pay for the remaining 7,877 unsullied. I have dragons. I'll give you one. I Vetrasko te pozliwas me zadrize.
You will win the throne with dragons, not slaves, Your Grace. Khaleesi, please.
I wasn't expecting that. Giving up one of her dragons? I mean, she says she's the mother of dragons, and I feel like she's got a plan, though. I don't think she's actually going to give them the dragon. I mean, she might. I don't know. That's not what I was expecting her to say, but I mean, she has no other bargaining chips. But yeah, I don't know if that's a good trade on her part to give up a dragon. But maybe she knows the dragon will come back to her anyways. I don't know. Interesting. I mean, I was kind of thinking, what else does she have to pay for them? But I bet they'd take the deal for a dragon.
Khaleesi, a dragon is worth more than any army.
Aegon Targaryen proved that.
You're both here to advise me. I value your advice, but if you ever question me in front of strangers again, you'll be advising someone else.
What a bitch. I'm sorry, but excuse me. They have good advice. You shouldn't just give up your dragons. I mean, maybe she has a plan, as far as getting it back or something, but I understand where they're coming from because she seems like an honest trader, she offers a dragon. It appears that she's going to actually give them the dragon, but man, I don't understand her lack of appreciation for them questioning her craziness. But I mean, again, maybe she has a plan. I don't know. It seems mind-boggling to give up a dragon for 8,000 soldiers. So, I don't know.
Ask her. Any advice for me on my new position?
Keep a low profile.
If I had a gold dragon, for every time I heard that joke, I'd be richer than you are.
Well, you are richer than I am.
Good point.
That's funny. Interesting. So, Lord Baelish, always asking those kinds of questions, trying to figure stuff out. Or unless he's asking because he already knows. Knowing him, that could be the case. But, yeah. I don't know. I also am thinking maybe Khaleesi is planning to attack the place that she gives the dragon. Maybe to get the dragon back, she's going to conquer it and free all the slaves. Knowing her, that would be something that she might do or attempt to do. And if she just bought all his trained men, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a dishonest trade anyways, though. You know, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, but I guess in this case, you can do whatever you want. It's Game of Thrones, you know, you do what you got to do. I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, back to the imp. That's interesting that his father wants him to be the hand of the coin, or the coinsman, or whatever they were calling it. I don't know. I mean, even the imp said he wasn't necessarily ready for that kind of position, or he wasn't like, you know, he's better at spending money than saving money. So, I don't know.
Quickly skipping.
You were gone a long time. I trust you got your money's worth, or should I say my money's worth? Oh, it was a gift, Podrick. This is more than I give you in a year.
He's a squire. You don't pay him.
Oh, then it's much more than I give you in a year.
I wouldn't take it, my lord. Maybe they're trying to curry some favor with the new master of coin.
Have you ever known a whore to turn down gold? They were happy enough to take it when I gave it to them.
What did you tell them? Of course they seem to like it. They're paid to seem to like it.
Only they weren't paid. We're going to need details. Copious details.
Okay. I wasn't gonna say anything about the whorehouse and all that because I couldn't show the girls because they were naked, but it is interesting that they just gave him the money back. I'm curious as if I don't know. I'm curious as to what happened, but I also don't necessarily need or want to know. I mean, I kind of want to know. I'm kind of intrigued, but it's also kind of, yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's weird also to talk about it. You know, it's kind of like, to me, just with my, like, it's kind of something you don't really discuss in the open or record yourself talking about. So I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. But I guess we're never gonna know, which is probably just as good. So, but that's funny, their reaction though. You know, we need to know detail. What happened? Why did they get the money back? All that, you know. So, I don't know. This is Pretty Mountain. Pretty Mountain. Pretty impressive, the guy leading the charge with the weapon swinging around while he's riding a horse. That's pretty impressive. And that Pretty Mountain turned into kind of a scary death trap or death zone. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really care what happens to this guy. He betrayed the Starks. You know, it is what it is, but I don't really care one way or the other about this character. I mean, he does a good job and stuff. Sometimes he's got some funny lines. His relationship with his sister's kind of weird. I guess I can understand, you know, he feels the Starks, you know, had him captive all those years because they basically did, but they pretty much raised him as their own, even though he wasn't. I don't know. I just don't have a lot of care for this guy. I don't even care either way, you know, like he can do well or he can do terrible. I don't like what he did to, or what he thinks he did to the youngest Stark boys. I don't like that. He did seem to have a little bit of regret about it afterwards, but at the same time, he's still like, you know, action. He did all those actions himself, you know, nobody, I mean, yeah, he had that one guy kind of telling him what to do, but he still made those decisions himself. So I don't know, but it looks like they were stopping. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. We'll have to find out. Kind of paused at an odd time. Okay, they weren't stopping.
You know how we deal with runaways here, do you? Take off his pants. Gonna fuck you into...
That's what they do with runaways? They rape them? In the butt? Well, presumably if it was a woman, they'd... Never mind. But, what? Why? Why? Why is it... No! Come on. Really? That's what you do with a runaway? The hell? This show is bizarre. Very bizarre. It's disgusting.
No, please! No, no, no! 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 No, please! No! Come, my lord. You're a long way from home. Winter is coming.
Well, as much as I didn't necessarily care what happens to him, I didn't want to see him get raped in the butt, so that's fine that this guy showed up. Wasn't this the same guy that told him to run on the horse? Like, I thought he was the one that released him, so I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that is. So he must have come to take him to his sister.
You're only making it worse.
Take her over there where it's dark. Like a little privacy. You know who she is, don't you? Some big dumb bitch from who cares where? Never been with a woman that big.
She's Brienne of Tarth. Her father's Lord Selwyn Tarth. Heard of Tarth? They call it the Sapphire Isle. You know why?
Hopefully Jaime Lannister will talk them down. It seems like he might be trying to, which is surprising. I thought he didn't give a shit about her, but I don't know. Man, it's pretty brutal. She is fighting, but, you know, she don't have her sword. She's tied up. She's strong and stuff, but plus there's multiples of them. I don't know. It's a rough situation. Just hopefully, I don't know. I don't know what I hope for. I mean, I would hope she wouldn't die, but, I mean, you also don't want her to get raped either. That kind of sucks.
Every sapphire in Westeros was mined on Tarth. Sapphires are gemstones, the good ones.
I know what they are.
Lord Selwyn would pay his daughter's weight in sapphires if she's returned to him. But only if she's alive. Her honor unbesmirched.
Bring her back here.
Yes, my lord.
Unbesmirched. Not defiled. Fancy word for a fancy man. I hated to read as a child, but my father forced me to study the books every morning before I could practice with sword or horse. 4 hours every day, holed up in the mace's chambers. I learned.
Surprised he tried to help her out there, or did help her out. Hopefully she was untouched. Man, there's been a lot of close calls with rape. I'm not a fan of rape. Obviously, like real life, obviously, first of all, no. Like that's never acceptable. But even in TV shows, it's not something I really want to see. I mean, it happens historically, modernly. It is something that happens, and you know, it's a terrible thing, especially when it involves children. Like I really didn't like when Sansa was close to being raped. That's a big part of why I appreciate the dog so much, is because he went in to save her when nobody else would. Everybody else is just gonna leave her to be raped and killed, but you know, but he still went to free her and save her from all that. So I don't know. It's just a disgusting thing done by evil people. I don't know. There's been a lot of I mean, there hasn't been a lot of rape shown in this episode, but there's been a lot of close calls or intentions to rape, and I don't know. I mean, it's just horrible. So I'm sure you all agree with that as well. I'm taking it very, like, I've never been raped, thankfully, and don't know firsthand, but like when I was in jail, you know, people there for sex crimes, you know, raping people, child molesters, just horrible people. The guilty ones, you know, obviously if they didn't actually do it, well then, I don't know, but you know, the people that were in jail that actually did the crimes, yeah, it's an evil world we live in, and evil people on this, evil characters on this show. Obviously they're actors, so you know, they're not real rapists, but it still just makes you think, you know.
The North can't win this war. You're a smart man, you understand that. We have the numbers, we have the gold.
Aye, you have both.
Fighting bravely for a losing cause is admirable. Fighting for a winning cause is far more rewarding.
Hard to argue with that. Unchain Sir Jamie from the tree.
Come on, then.
Suppose you'll be wanting something to eat.
Famished, actually.
Think we've got a spare partridge on the fire?
I do like partridge.
Huh. That's a turn of events. He's good with his words. I feel like he sweet-talked, Mrs. Lannister, too. Kathleen, I think. Sorry. But yeah, he's good with his words. Oh, man. Wow. I wonder if they are gonna take him to the Starks, or if they're gonna go back to the Lannisters. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Not everyone alive has to bow and scrape and lick your boots.
My father.
And if you get in any trouble, all you've got to do is say, my father. And that's it. All your troubles are gone. Have you got something to say? Careful. You don't want to say the wrong thing.
nothing without your daddy. Your daddy ain't here. Never forget that. Yeah, this should help you remember.
Holy cow.
There was a bear.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm gonna listen to this song just because it's at the end, but I'll cut this part out.
All black and brown and covered in hair.
I just wasn't expecting that at all. Holy shit. Man, and I was making faces too when he was up near his eye, because I actually tore my tear duct before. Had to get stitches, like, to stitch up my tear duct. Not any fun. Do not tear your tear duct, because those needles in your face. Anyways, holy cow, he lost his hand. His right hand, too, at that. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. I will start editing and give you my thoughts here in just a minute. You've made it to the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I do have some final thoughts, actually quite a few, more than normal, but we'll go through them here. Just kind of from the start of my thoughts that I didn't mention during the filming of this, so I wanted to add them here at the end. I did write out, it's kind of sad to see Arya and her friends split up. I get it. Nothing you can really do, but it's sad. They were a cool group. I enjoyed watching them together and their, friendship and their bond, growing as time went on. So it's kind of sad that they're breaking up, but what are you going to do? I was also curious as why is the undead, why they made art with dead animals, the circle of horses. I feel like there's some kind of deeper meaning behind that, but I don't have a clue on what that is. But very intriguing as to what on earth that was and why they do it. Also, the Wallmen aren't Kingsguard, as I said in the video. I know they're the Night's Watch, so I just want to throw that out there. Also, I wanted to say, I'm sorry I keep confusing the Lannisters and Starks and vice versa. I know who I mean, and hopefully you do too, but I noticed a couple times I said them opposite, and I know exactly who the Starks are. I know exactly who the Lannisters are. I know they're two different families. So I didn't mention this in the video because I wasn't going to show you a naked baby, but I really don't think it was a good idea that Sam saw his girl, in quotation marks, that she had a baby boy. I think he's going to get talked into trying to help and end up getting himself and the group of the Night's Watch in a lot of trouble. I just kind of foresee that foreshadowing. I think that's going to happen. I don't think that's a good thing. Also, just the ending of this episode was amazing. Holy cow. Jaime Lannister lost a hand. That's pretty shocking. I wasn't expecting that. That's what this show needed, because the last two episodes there wasn't a real shocking ending. I didn't feel like. I mean, it was good. They've all been good, but man, this ending on this episode, it just really added to it. Like, I was not expecting that. I thought he was doing a good job sweet talking them, but I was completely wrong. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So there you have it. We have finished episode 3, season 3, I think. Yeah, we're moving right along. So if you're still enjoying these series, I would appreciate it if you'd consider liking and consider subscribing if you're new. Thank you, those of you that have subscribed to me and have been here with me this whole time, or those of you that joined midway through and are rewatching the videos. I greatly appreciate it. It makes me happy that people are enjoying these contents. The contents, I know you're big Game of Thrones fans, and that's awesome. But I appreciate that you're enjoying watching me react to the show that you love. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully, again, I plan again to see you again next week. I know there's been a little bit of hiccups here and there. I don't have other reaction videos coming out this week, but I wanted to make this one and get this one out to you. So appreciate you watching as always. Thanks for being here, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.